Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, let's talk about this winter pattern that we've had out there, folks. It is official now that we have made our way from meteorological winter into meteorological spring. Yes, this past winter was indeed the warmest winter on record here in Salt Lake City, at least since records are being kept, and that goes all the way back to 1874. We officially beat the old record by an average of 2 degrees there. Now, keep in mind, this is the high temperature and the low temperature each day averaged together. So this is both morning lows and highs, but you can see the warmest we've ever been, 40.7 degree average. Meanwhile, the second warmest, that's the one we beat, 38.5 degrees. So again, a little over 2 degrees officially above where the second place spot was. All right, let's take a look at the weather right now, because as you can see, things are fairly quiet along the Wasatch Front, but we're starting to see a little bit more shower activity developing near the Great Salt Lake. We've had another batch of precipitation now pushing up towards southwest Wyoming, and most of this is falling in the form of liquid, in form of rainfall out there for us, as temperatures are well above freezing. So we had one wave of moisture lifting north and east. Now we're going to be waiting for the second wave of moisture to move in. That's the deeper moisture, and as that arrives later today, it will give us a better chance of not only some heavier rainfall out there, but yes, believe it or not, it may have enough dynamics to give us even a couple of rumbles of thunder showing up across portions of northern and central Utah. Now, I don't expect any severe weather, so we're not worried about that. But don't be surprised you see a flash of lightning or a rumble of thunder or two as you go into this afternoon and evening. So we've got this low pressure system that's going to be moving mainly just to our north, but it will bring a good chance of rain and, again, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder. Now, snow levels are going to be very high, so you're going to have to go way up to find any real accumulating snow, at least for this afternoon. By tonight, those snow levels will begin to drop just a little bit. Otherwise, high pressure builds in as we go into your Tuesday and Wednesday, bringing us some drier air and a little bit of a break from all of this activity. But look to the north and west. We've got another storm system coming in, and it is coming from the north and west, so it'll have a little more cooler air with it, and that means the potential of not only some rainfall with this system, but we may even see a little winter weather with the system, especially as we get down towards the benches, and it's a possibility that that even makes its way down towards the valley floors. Now, I don't expect much in the way of any significant accumulations from that system in the valleys, but it is something we'll keep an eye on there. Benches in the mountains, you will do pretty well with that system with some winter accumulations. Otherwise, we'll keep an eye on this high pressure to our west and see what it decides to do as we go into next week. That'll determine next week's weather pattern. But for this week, here's storm system number 1, filling in with that heavier rain and maybe a rumble of thunder near Cache Valley by lunchtime. And then it takes over the rest of northern and central Utah as we get into the afternoon hours. So yes, plan on a wet commute for you this afternoon and this evening. Tonight, we'll begin to get those snow levels to drop down, so some of our mountain locations will start to flip over to snow, but it stays rain in the valleys, and then we'll have that valley rain and mountain snow into early Tuesday morning before high pressure builds in and we dry out for Tuesday heading into your Wednesday. But then here comes that system from the north and west. It brings the chance of some valley rain Wednesday night, and by Thursday we could get some cold enough air down to potentially get even some valley snow at times as we go throughout your Thursday, at least the rain-snow mix, before that system begins to move out by Friday. So for this first system, isolated morning rain showers will turn into some heavier activity as we get into this afternoon. Those snow levels around 9,000 feet or so today, dropping to about 7,000 feet tonight. So expect about a quarter to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall for most of us, with the potential of 2 to 6 inches of snowfall, primarily above about 8,000 feet. So not a big snowmaker, but some of our higher elevations will see some. St. George, you're going to stay in the 70s over the next 3 days with lots of sunshine. Then we may cool it down into the low 60s by the end of the week. Meanwhile, the Wasatch Front, we've got periods of rain and rumbles redeveloping this afternoon, particularly highs in the mid-50s, slight chance overnight into tomorrow morning. And then notice we get that break before another system with a rain-snow mix potentially on your Thursday. All right, let's get a check on your traffic as we get you out the door this morning. You'll be able to see here, again, dealing with the wet conditions out there. Those wet conditions also causing a little bit of a backup there. This is on 215. As you can see here, again, causing a little bit of some slick conditions, so be aware of that. Meanwhile, as we look up towards the Logan area on Main Street, again, we've got just some wet pavement. Matt?